Okay, today is day 5 of the IAE Ship Show, and today is Drake. So everything in the hall will be a Drake ship or a variant thereof. Universe of possibilities, of course. Go up to the noise, because for some reason the audio in the show hall is very loud. So we got the left hand side, both rooms full, and the center and the basement. Okay, first thing you see is the Drake Caterpillar, which is the OG of cargo hauling. It is not the best cargo hauler now, but it is definitely a worthwhile vehicle for hauling cargo, especially as tractor beams have come in and been implemented. It now has the tractor beams it's supposed to have for loading cargo in the funny little side hauls. Okay, first of all is the Drake Cutter. Light freight designed for hardworking folks of all strips. The Cutter packs 4 SU of cargo room and plenty of a wallop into a tough tumble compact frame. It is a ship that truly embodies the spirit of Drake, that no matter who you are or what you do, you can reach the stars. Okay, so this is Drake's starter ship. So if you're looking at a starter, this is a good way to go, because even though it looks like a space Winnebago, it's actually got a decent amount of hit with its armaments and armor. It's not super fast, it's not super agile, but it is VTOL, so you can land without having to have wings, so atmospheric landing. It has a nice amount of cargo space, and okay, there we go. You have your one-person sleeping arrangement and full bathroom, which is cool. Cargo storage or personal item storage, and then your cockpit for your pilot. So, you know, it's very Drake in a planetary, which is very basic, very, you know, you only get what you need. So there's not a lot of fancy in it, but it does what it needs to do very well. And it's not as sleek looking and fancy as some of the other ships, but it does what it needs to. This is the Scout variant, I believe. Yeah, this is a Scout variant. So the same thing as the other, but it has a more advanced sensor sweep in it, or sensor suite. Yeah, so you have engineering station here for controlling that. Same one bed. They've shifted things around a little bit. I think you lost some cargo space. Still get your bathroom, still get all your amenities, and your cockpit. So all their stuff that they did, they just shifted a little and still get it all. Great little ship for a starter. I would highly suggest it. Okay, this is the Drake Caterpillar. This has been in the game for quite a while now. I really like it. It's, for its size, it's very fast until you get it in atmosphere. Then it's very wallowy. But then again, you're flying a huge tube with an asymmetrical cockpit, so you're off to one side when you're flying, because this is basically the tractor of the tractor trailer semi kind of a setup. And it has the new tractor beam here and tractor beam here, so that you can load cargo onto the little cargo plates and put it in the ship. But it does have weapons on it. It's fairly tough. It's not a fighter by any means, but it's durable and it can shoot back. It's not something you'd want to take into a fight, but it is a decent ship. But as I said earlier, it's not really king of cargo anymore because of some of the other ships that have come into the game. The Hercules is better just because it has a better armor and weaponry setup. I think the Caterpillar still beats it out in mass cargo, but not in overall. And like the whole series ships with like the E, C, and D, they carry more cargo, but they're not nearly as capable as that at retaining that cargo in a fight or something. All right, and here we are with the other Drake ships, Drake Herald, Drake Buccaneer, and Corsair. So the Buccaneer is interdiction. Thought it was just a light fighter, but I like the Drake Buccaneer. It's a very capable fighter. It's definitely a pilot's fighter. You don't want to be hit with this because it doesn't have a whole lot of armor or shielding, but it has, was it a size 4 and 2 size 3 guns right around the cockpit, so that makes your targeting just awesome. Then it has 2 size 1s on the outer side, outer wings, and it has is it 4 or 8, I can't remember, size 1 missiles. So a good complement for a light fighter. And man, if you can get in on something and get a bead on it, it will just pound it to pieces. But the other side of that is you do not want to be hit with that thing because it does not have enough armor or shielding. So usually the first thing you do is upgrade the shielding on it and stuff so that it is more likely to survive some of the pounding it can take. Okay, this is the Drake Herald. It's a information runner, and I like it a lot, even though it is not technically functional in the game. Right now it's just basically a racer because it's very fast, but it comes with a bed, a bathroom, a sink, the information tech post, and a pilot seat. So very small, very light, but just built for speed. Because the idea is you'll take information or technology or basically intel that can't be transmitted, load it into your computers, and use this basically, these computer banks here, and use this basically big flying engine, because it does have guns and everything, but it's going to go fast, and it does. It moves right along, and just run your information to where you need it to go and get it there as quickly as possible. All right, the Corsair. I really like the Corsair. It's an exploration ship, expeditionary ship. Head of uncharted space, harness the spirit of exploration with the Drake Corsair. Utilizing a unique asymmetrical hull design, the versatile explorer can go wherever the winds of adventure may steer you. So, it's basically an exploration ship. It's asymmetrical, so you're not in the center and the wings are not the same. Think of kind of like the Star Wars ships that aren't all set up the same. This wing folds out here. So yeah, it's a rather interesting in flight formation. Interesting looking. It has enough room for a large vehicle, possibly even a tank. I don't know if the main gun would fit in here, but it would be close. Nice big engineering area. I believe this is just the, yeah, it's just the docking collar for when you dock with other ships. Has nice cargo or nice living area, bathroom. It has 3 different suites for crew. This is an elevator. The side gun turrets. Captain's quarters, which aren't fancy, but he gets his own quarters and storage. A pilot, co-pilot spot. So this is a well laid out ship. It's all one level, so you can easily navigate it. There's not a whole lot of, you know, up and down in it, so you just go where you need to go in the ship. I really like it because, well, it has a decent amount of cargo space, so you can run cargo with it. It lands fairly well, so you fly it into atmosphere and land it and fly out without too many problems. But the other thing is it follows the Drake ideal of a lot of guns, and these 4 turrets right here, I believe, are all for the pilot. So maybe the bottom chin is for the lower gunner, but it has a lot of guns, a lot of different turrets you can have people in, or, you know, players in. You've got belly turrets, you got, I think it's got a dorsal turret as well, and it's just well set up for if you get in a fight, it's ready to go. But it's standard Drake, it's very basic, it's very utilitarian rather than, you know, a fancy leather seats and all that. It's just get up and go. A lot of, like most military equipment, it does the job, and it does the job at the lowest price. So, all right, let's go to the next hall. I still love these little dioramas and stuff they got set up in these little side halls. I think that's probably the best idea they've had for them. I greatly approve. All right. Here's some of my favorites. All right. I run the Cutlass Black, and that's this one here. It's a good all-around ship. Okay, medium freighter, medium fighter. So it is easy. You get 4 gimbaled guns for the pilot. You have a turret with size 3s on the dorsal, and I think it's 16 missiles, size 2 missiles. So it can pack a wallop if it gets into a fight. It has the sliding side doors. It has a loading ramp, so you can get something fairly big in there. You can put a tumbrel buggy or one of the mining buggies in there, no problem. It has a forward area for its living space. It does not have a bathroom. It does not have a sink or anything like that. So that is a drawback to it. Even though it originally launched with them, it does not have them now after the remodeling of them. It's something I always hoped that they'd fix. So that's the Drake Black. That's the base model. The Drake Red is the emergency vehicle. Has all the flashy lights. So like your ambulance setup. The Drake Steel, which is this fella here, is the purpose-built drop ship or troop transport. So you pack, was it 12 Marines in there? So you still get your 4 guns, your top turret, and a rear turret. Plus you get guns through both your sliding side doors and the rear door. So kind of like the Huey choppers and Blackhawks, you'll have, gunners on the doors as well. Okay, here's the blue. The blue is the police variant. So this has the interdictor and quantum interdiction, I think it is. Yeah, interdiction. So it has the more aggressive engines. And it also has the blinky lights. But the cool thing about it, this one is the cockpit. That nice oval cockpit like that. It clears out all the things that are in your line of sight while you're flying, and it is awesome. This also has the bounty containers in, so you catch the guy, put him in the little container, freeze him until you're ready to release him. Carbonite him, just like in Star Wars. Alright, this is the Drake Vulture. It is the best single person vehicle for salvage, and it is very capable, very able to do what it's supposed to. The only problem I have with it is you almost need another person to keep it efficient, to keep pulling the materials out of the way as you get done with the machine, because it will, if you get on a good ship as you're salvaging, because right now it's just surface salvage, it will fill up the little cases faster than you realize, and you constantly have to go down there and move them out of the way so that you can, fill more. So that is those. So this is okay. So that was the second haul. So yeah, I love that Drake's here. I wish they had more ships than what they do, but what they do have are quite effective, and I was really hoping a few of their ships that are in gray box were finished, but about the only thing Drake doesn't have is a heavy fighter, and I don't know if that's a item that's coming down the line or just not gonna work, but it'd be nice to see. Alright, here are the Dragonflies. They're my favorite of the hover bikes, because seat 2, they come with a gun set, and they also have cargo, so you can pick stuff up. Not all of them have cargo, but the Dragonfly does. So, and there's a couple of special variants with the custom paint jobs, the Hello Kitty, and what was the other one? But they're specialized. So the Drake Mule. These are really cool cargo management vehicles. They're supposed to be, when they finally get in the cargo moving and stuff, they're supposed to be used for that. It has the little drop down forks like a forklift. Has a little pickup and carrier here. It has little stow racks. So that's going to be cool when that actually gets fully functional. And they just run around real cool like and move cargo around. So, there's only one thing in the holo display, and it is the Kraken, which is basically a space carrier ship. So Kraken has been released, and means that one thing: there's no putting it back in the attack carrier. Has changed the way militias operate forever when it comes to personal defense. Yep. So Drake is basically a military or company that wanted military contracts but couldn't get them. So then they went to private militias because they're cheaper, they're reliable, and they're easy to repair. So a lot of militias and planetary police forces use Drake because they're cheap and easy to maintain. Well, this is basically the largest of the Drake vehicles that I know of at this point. But that very same reason that makes them cheap for the militias make them cheap for pirates. So it would not be surprising to see this with a pirate flag on it and be full of pirates. Because it's got guns, or turrets, it's got landing points for multiple ships on it, and I'm sure there'll be more when it's finally completed, because as you can see there are a great deal of details on it, but nothing that's like super finalized. So I'm sure there will be more to this ship when it finally is complete. So it's an awesome ship, but it's definitely going to be an org ship because it's just going to be too big for one person to run. And I think they're making a trader ship variant that you can trade out the armaments and, you know, ship docking areas for places to sell, so like storefronts and whatnot. All right, that looks like everything for today, and I will talk to you later. Thank you for listening. Bye.